Yeah, that shit
So
hurts too.
I'm laying on my desk and I'm saying, okay, this ain't right. I can't lift up. And I'm laying there, and one of the corporals were walking by, and she looked over and says, "Are you sleeping? What's the matter?" I said, "Hurt my back. I can't move." Like that, and they wound up having to get somebody to get me to medical, and I was in bed for about a week. It was bad. Every time I went to walk, it would seize up again on me. They were getting ready to put me in the hospital and give me all kind of muscle relaxers to knock me out. But that's what they were doing. They were knocking me out at home. The pill was it was Tylox and something else. And one of the pills, he told me, can't remember what the pill was. He said, get everything done, make sure everything's turned off, that you like stoves and stuff. He said, and go
Uh-huh.
lay down, take this pill. He said, within 5 minutes, you're gonna feel it hit you, and you're gonna sleep for 4 or 5 hours, and there's nothing gonna get you up. And I thought he was crazy, and I'm telling you, I was laying there in about 10 minutes. The house would have been on fire. I'd have been smiling, thought I was happy, and I couldn't have got out of bed. He gave me 7 pills. He said, when you wake up, get all your business done. He said, and get back in bed and take another one. He said, you have got to stay in bed, or I'm gonna put you in the
Oh, I
hospital.
can't take muscle relaxers. Some things make me too groggy.
Hey, Waypoint, good morning.
So that
Not to
that was the
mention,
point.
well, I know that, but not to mention the problem I think are bad about muscle relaxers is sometimes yeah, relax your muscles and put you to sleep in a deep sleep. But
Yeah,
it's almost like you sleep so hard you don't move, and then when you wake up, you feel stiffer than when you went to bed
yeah.
because you'll put you in such a deep sleep you won't even be moving around or anything. You'll just sit still in one position. At least for me, that's what happens. And then I'll wake up, dude, and I'll be like, "Oh my God!" And then all I do is I feel groggy for like 2 days after I take those. They'll definitely get you. You'll definitely get some sleep on those, though.
Miss Johnny streamed this morning. Missed all of them this morning.
That's because they're just random this way. I don't
Yeah,
think they went live at the exact same time, did they?
pretty close. About an hour earlier in your time.
Hey, Frank, how you doing? Good morning.
Yeah, they said that they just had a really good laugh with TJ. So I don't think
Brian,
TJ's still there. I think he was home.
what's up, Brian, Randy, Jody? How's it going, guys? Yeah, TJ wrote us something on Facebook yesterday. He was on his way home or something. Unless he stayed the night up there. I don't think he was that
I
far
think he
from
went
the
home.
drone meetup. He's only like an hour from there, ain't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, hour drive ain't nothing. They don't really start sucking until you get about to 3 hours or longer. And you're
Waypoint
like,
coming
oh,
in. Frank's
And
here.
there's
Akasho.
Akarasho.
yeah, hour drive ain't bad though.
It's Warren.
TJ could have went to the meetup and back home before I went an entire one way. It
Yeah.
would have took me 3 hours each way.
And I'm really upset that I didn't get to go because for what I did this weekend, they could have had somebody else do it.
I don't know why they do it in the southern part of Florida anyway. They need to do it farther up, more north.
Is that close to Ray or is Ray a distance
Yeah,
from it?
close to
But
Ray,
the
Uncle Bill, and the
but
whole.
the thing is everybody comes into Orlando and shit. It's like do it somewhere up here by Orlando. Don't do it way down there because then people have to get off the planes and drive another 2.5 hours down to the fucking meetup. It's like why not throw it up by Orlando?
Well, the only thing is that you'd have to find some place to host their little party they do, which Uncle Bill hosts at.
Oh,
that's-
I
that's
mean,
in
it's not hard to do though.
I don't know, you know.
Especially if you're,
off-
especially if you do it in an off season for tourism, there's plenty of places that will be willing to give you a deal to get your business.
Well, right now it's tourist season, isn't it?
Getting into it. I mean, really, the tourism doesn't really die off that much year round here because even the winters aren't that crazy here. People that want to go on like vacation to get away from the crazy winters will come down here because they can come down here and it's like 50, 60 degrees. It ain't nothing. Versus being up north where they're in like, 10-degree weather with 10 inches of snow on the ground. I don't know. I think they should do it more a couple hours more north, but it's just my opinion. It's more convenient for all the people coming from out of town.
And Johnny and I were thinking about one here out at Fontainebleau Park. Because at Fontainebleau State Park you can fly drones, and you got water, you got places for FPV, and then you've got this big pavilion. Problem is that I've talked to them 4 or 5 times, and they said the only way that you can guarantee getting that pavilion is being there when they open. They cannot reserve it. I said, I'm just telling you, one day, still working on it. It's one day we need. But then you got another thing about Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be a crapshoot because you don't know the weather.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's a crapshoot no matter where you go.
In Florida, you got a better chance, or California, you got a better chance.
Yeah.
Vegas, you got a real good chance of a good day.
Oh yeah, Vegas is like Southern California. Most likely it'll
Yeah.
be sunny with no clouds.
Yeah.
Your chances of
Just
rain are going to be slimmer than hell.
you just don't want it in July.
Yeah, your chances of getting a storm in Vegas compared to like here or anywhere else, yeah, really slim. You'd almost guarantee that it's going to be ice out. The only thing you really have to worry about in places like Southern California, Nevada is just the wind. That's about the only thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the wind picks up really strong in those areas. That's about the only factor you got to worry about. Especially Southern California, it's constantly windy there all the damn time.
Yeah, you're right.
That's one thing I don't miss about California is the fucking constant wind all the time.
Well, I tell you, when I was up at 29 Palms, you'd be sitting there and the wind would start picking up, and you look out at the distance and see like a brown haze coming toward you,
Yep.
and you need to get inside. Get
And
inside.
during the sandstorms, yeah. We had
Yeah.
we used to have one really bad one about every 2, 3 years that would come through. I mean, it would be bad. You couldn't see shit. They'd have to shut the freeways down and everything.
Hmm.
And then right when it's getting bad, like they would do these escorts down the freeway and CHP officers would ride in front of like groups of like 30 cars and they would have to go in a convoy and they'd have to go really slow down the freeway. But then when it got to the point where you couldn't see 20, 30 feet in front of you, then they would just shut it down. Everybody would be parked on the side of the freeway just sitting there.
Yeah. We had one when I was stationed there hit, and it came in. My car was facing it, and when it was all said and done, my windshield was pitted. I had little pits in it.
Oh yeah, that shit'll sandblast the shit out of your car.
But I was so mad. It didn't stop you could still see, right?
Right.
But it was a little filtered. You could see
All
the
the
difference.
little dimples in the glass, yeah.
Yeah, it made a difference. And when I came back, I drove home I got back here, I just had to change it out.
Yeah, those sandstorms are pretty wicked you better hope to hell your house is good and sealed too, because otherwise you're just gonna see a layer of dust in your house everywhere.
Yeah. Birdman, David.
That'll
Shut up, Justin.
I knew that was coming.
The
shut
funny
up.
thing is, as I went to join Paul's live, she went, Justin won't be there. He'll still be in bed after his late night gaming.
Yeah, I'm up.
What time did you get done last night, Justin?
Well, I think we ended at like 1:30,
1 o'clock
something like
Eastern
that.
time?
Yeah, something like that.
Not too late then.
I was
That would
gonna
That would be like 6 o'clock in the UK, 6 o'clock AM?
Yeah.
something like that, yeah. We were gonna end at 12, but then Rigger was like, "Come on, it's Saturday," and I was like, "All right, we can play a couple more games." Oh, you got to go watch watch it last night when Tim started raging. Oh my God, it was hilarious.
How far into it? Because I've watched a bit of it.
You got to go when Tim plays the killer 2 times in a row. It's probably somewhere in the middle.
Oh, okay.
But he was fucking raging. He raged so hard, he hit the floor of his house and he jarred something in his computer and the warning light on his fucking motherboard came on and it shut his whole system down.
Oh, shit.
And then he had to restart. He got it to restart. He took it apart and I checked the RAM and everything, got it restarted. It took him about 10, 15 minutes.
So he was gone for 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah. We were waiting for him to come
That's
back.
hilarious.
And he sent me a picture because I messaged him. I said, "Hey, what happened?" And he sent me a picture of the inside of his computer, and you can see the little red warning light on his motherboard. It's turned on.
Have I got a little red light on my motherboard?
Everybody has a little red light on the motherboard.
But yeah, he fucking was raging last night because I kept running around him, and he was getting super pissed.
I think where everybody is.
Yeah.
Marine Corps son told me, he said, "Sorry, I'm not calling." He said, "We're working 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts, 12 on, 12 off." I said, "Yep, I knew you were going to be doing that." 1 week is down. And the other one worked 14 yesterday. The last 2 days, he worked 14-hour shifts.
Hey, Frank.
Talking about your police son?
Well, the Marine Corps son's been doing
He's up in
6 days
Alaska.
on, 1 day off up in Alaska.
Oh yeah,
They're doing
don't
12
surprise
hours
me.
on, 12 hours off.
Yeah, don't surprise me.
Yeah, he's getting worn out. So he's
I
doing
mean,
a
it's
72
pretty
hour
much what
week.
your son there does for the police department, right?
Yeah, but he gets days off in between, a couple days at a time.
Yeah, because they'll do 12 on, 12 off.
Yeah, when you're in Alaska, where are you gonna go, you know?
Yeah. He's back in the hotel.
Laura said to the pub.
Yeah.
Or just
But
go to
Justin,
the pub. Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, Laura, what was funny as hell was when everybody got to see you in your other position, your other job.
Horatio, what's up?
Oh, I don't know about that still.
It depends on the game. Sometimes I play with the mouse, Randy, when I'm playing shooting games.
Yeah,
That just depends.
Laura Corn, the star.
I usually use controller though. It depends on what
So
kind of
Laura-
game you're driving.
Laura
playing.
Cornstar. What's up, Mark?
Laura Cornstar. There you go. I like that.
This one.
Paul, Joe, David, Laura.
Hey, how you doing,
Justin.
Mark?
Hey, Mark.
But
Yeah, but the other son, Justin, he's been catching it at the end of the night when he's supposed to be getting off. All hell breaks loose and it's stuck. He's stuck for a couple more hours.
By the way, Paul, you need to be careful with Laura.
Why?
You gotta just calm down.
Oh, she's just calmed down?
Yeah, because I thought she called Amber stupid. Right? And she said, why would I call my niece stupid? She's brainier than me. And I went, yeah, but you haven't set the bar so high. And she went, I beg your pardon. I went, well, it's so low that people can't even limbo underneath it.
They just step over it.
Wow.
Jody,
I was
Warren,
lucky he's in a different
Randy.
country.
So Laura, you got any
Ryan.
kids there today or no?
Yeah, we've got Amber for a week.
Oh, for a whole week. All right.
Friday, she said, didn't she?
Yeah.
Justin on gaming stream today.
Alright,
How old is Amber?
11 going on 20.
She's 10, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's pretty quiet, right?
Oh no, she's
Yeah.
11. You're right.
The problem is she's so quiet that when she goes into her rebel years, we're doomed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, another 2 years.
When she thinks she understands.
Yeah.
Well, Justin
don't-
was watching Don with his grandbabies, and he was thinking, you know, it won't be long, and I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
Right, Justin?
I don't know. I think I just heard him bang his head on the table.
Sarah wants another one. Justin doesn't.
Yeah. Yep.
Isn't that right, Justin? You actually
No comment.
He's not answering.
there?
He's still banging his head on the table.
He probably did the same thing to his computer that that Tim did.
Tell him, Justin, there's only enough room in this house for one kid, and that's you.
Mm.
You give me the milk, please.
Justin, Sarah's a good mom, though, right?
You want to wind up?
Yeah, she's a good mom. She got 4 kids. That's including Justin.
Justin isn't here to answer this ball back.
Oh, he's listening. He's just not talking.
Probably having a conversation with the missus. So anyway,
Oh.
Put the milk off.
I got a ship that's downbound the Barrow, but
Well,
Barbaro.
they,
7th.
Let me just check.
we didn't get the thunder and lightning,
Like a
but we did get rain from like 8 o'clock last night, right the way through till about 10 o'clock this
Oh,
morning.
did you?
Glorious sunshine here.
It's not raining at the moment, but it's pretty dismal.
good bits.
No, it's fine.
Oh, I need a bit more milk.
Loki's standing up here next to me and I'm petting him on his jaw. And as soon as I stop, he scratches my hand to pet him again.
Precious has gone back to sleep on the sofa again. After barking incessantly until I shared my sausage on toasted sandwich with her.
Glad you finished it.
We're supposed to have a good day here. Let's see. Yeah. A lot of clouds.
It may be sunny outside, but it's windy as hell.
Leave it over there.
Well, I had a look and I can't see anybody broadcasting live from the meetup at the moment.
Johnny Droneflyer was. I don't know if he's
Yeah, he
ever-
was earlier.
Mm. Oh, that would have been for the sunrise, wouldn't it? Mind you, he normally does his coffee mornings only on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe Dan was there.
Yeah, I saw a video of down there.
Dan was there?
Yeah.
Wow.
They just didn't really rage quit. I'm having no kids. I'm out of here. Boom. Bye.
Well, it is driving distance for Dan, isn't it, really, to get there?
You reckon this one will be clear?
Does it say clear on it?
It says translucent.
What? Is that the one you used last time? That's on.
No,
now?
that's that one. Looks similar.
Translucent doesn't mean clear. Transparent means clear. Translucent means cloudy.
Or white in my case.
That's the colour it printed out.
Mm.
What are you printing? Is it?
I'm not.
No. What colour is the inners of my mouse? Are they white?
Yes.
I nearly said use that horrible green, but no, green's horrible.
Yeah, finished the thing for my son's death. Got the plaque on it and everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That looks good.
Yeah. I think
I'm gonna glue it together, but I want to decide whether I want to paint it first.
literally translated, transparent would be that it's be able to see through, apparent through.
Mhm.
And translucent just means that light can pass through it.
Right.
Mm.
Well, the thing of it is as far as your debate whether to paint it now or not, it would probably be easier to handle if you painted it now than it would be once you put
Yeah.
it together.
Yeah, that's why I haven't decided whether to glue it yet. I don't want to paint it, but I may just leave it like this because it looks good like this.
Yeah.
I just leave it.
One slice cake.
No, thank you.
You get me a name.
Yeah, the only way I'd paint it is all the men, I'd paint like in a dark green
Well, if yours
and
is
paint the flag, you know?
Mhm.
Hey, Laura, is Gitchy coming to see you when she comes there this time?
Not this time.
They must be doing a major update on Get You.
No, this-
Major firmware update.
It's not Gitchy this time that can't turn up, it's us.
Oh,
Because we've got
They've got Amber.
Amber and stuff.
because you got the kitties.
No, I don't fancy taking
Well,
it.
take the kitties with you.
Not into London, no.
Why is there a line of demarcation? You can't cross this border?
No, it's called I don't want to lose them in London.
Do you know how busy it is in London?
Yeah, but you've got them. What you do is, I've seen people, they tie them all together, put a little string around on their arms, and you got them in a row.
We're doing that.
Mm.
It's busy because y'all y'all don't have any landmass because y'all lost the war to us.
And it's also
No.
called Easter holidays.
Yeah. And you're likely to get
Because
arrested for tying
It's
children
busy.
up.
We have a lot of things to put people to and see.
Mm. Everybody wants to try and get a glimpse of the king. Why?
I can't ever remember last time someone said, "Oh, I want to go to America on holiday."
I do.
King's not even in London, is he?
I don't know where he is at the minute.
I mean, he's not in London.
He was recovering at Sandringham, wasn't he?
He went to the Easter thing though.
He's back on duty.
Yeah, but Camilla was giving out the Maundy Thursday money.
Yeah, but he went to the Sunday service.
Yeah,
Instead, he'll be back into action in the next couple of weeks.
all right.
He's still doing some bits. He does it over Zoom and that. Weird to think the king does stuff over Zoom.
What, does he go live on YouTube?
Are they still, is still the buzz about the princess or not?
No, they've all packed it in.
Packed it in on that, okay.
Mm.
I'll find a couple of quid in it, yeah.
They probably all had their orders. Stop
Yeah,
sensationalising.
I've got £1 somewhere else on my table.
You can use card anyway to put it back tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, tonight.
Where's the cheapest place to get me?
So how many kings have we had named William?
Let's go. What's that?
2 or 3, I think.
So when William becomes king,
Mm.
he'll be King William the Third or what?
Echo, how
William's-
many kings of the UK have been called William?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Echo, how many kings of England were called William?
This might answer your question. William Lyon Mackenzie King was 10.
No, that definitely didn't answer the question that I asked.
Don't worry, we'll call him King Billy the First.
Echo, when William becomes king, what number will he be?
From cheapsheet.com. Prince William
TT
has
back.
held the highest spot in the British line of succession all his life.
Quora.com, they say 3 Williams were King of England and a 4th was King of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. William I, known as William the Bastard, William the Conqueror, was Duke of Normandy, invaded England and took it by force, imposing a military dictatorship and committing genocide in the north. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Chrome or Google Assistant.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah,
William the Fifth.
Alexa sounds funny.
yeah.
Hmm,
Because you
I
got
don't know that.
William the First, the Bastard, William the Second, the Conqueror, who took the country by force and
It didn't say about the others.
caused
Yeah.
genocide in the north of England.
William of Orange was one of them.
Yeah, tangerine bastard. And
And who was the other one?
Nothing else we need, is there? Just milk.
Um,
don't know.
no.
So I just said Alexa sounds funny, and the winch
Mm.
told me a joke.
So who sold the joke?
It told me a joke.
It was like last night. Tim said something about Google, and our Google just went off on one. We couldn't get it to shut up. We had to unplug it.
Googly.
Mhm.
One of these days, I'm going to murder that bloody Google thing. We'll
Yeah,
stick
yours
it-
sounds funny.
Ours has gone weird. On some questions, it answers in a British accent, and in some, it answers in an American accent.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that.
see if
Mine usually answers,
no,
I'm
really-
sorry, but Google Assistant has not been set up. Please go to the app.
I'll see. What does a cockatiel sound like? See if his laughs.
Right, who's
Last
got a
night,
Google?
mine
Yeah,
last night turned off my air conditioner, turned it off.
My Google is a
It was
Panasonic
off. I had to
speaker
figure
next
out
to my
turn it on.
telly.
Paul, you've got a Google, haven't you?
No, you've got Alexa.
Alexa.
Oh. Alexa, what does a cockatiel sound like?
I've got both, but my Alexa doesn't answer to Alexa.
I don't know that one yet. What else would you like to hear?
No. It doesn't know. Did you say your Google set up, Mark?
Yeah,
Surprise.
Hey Google, what does a cockatiel sound like?
This is a cockatiel.
That's funny.
We've never
did
had
that-
a cockatiel yet,
It
guys.
did actually do the bird chirps first before it went la 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 la.
It cracks us up every time, don't it?
Yeah.
But yours does that as well.
What's the other one? It's got a funny thing on the end.
I think it's a parrot. If you ask it what a parrot sounds like, it makes a funny noise.
Makes a parrot, funny parrot noises.
Hey Google, what does a parrot sound like?
I didn't listen.
This is an African grey
Oh.
parrot.
Oh well.
Tickle, 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 tickle. Can I have some of your apple?
Oh god.
I would have thought an African grey would have been. Got any spare change? Or even better, the African grey. You have been left a massive amount of money by somebody. We are the solicitors acting on behalf of the estate.
Actually, good job they never got sounds from Sparky, innit? What does a conure sound like? Piss off.
It didn't hear that one by the sounds of it.
No, because I didn't say the Google
Ah,
command.
you didn't. You didn't.
No. But you never met Sparky, but Sparky could swear.
Oh, we saw Sparky on screen quite a lot, but
Yeah.
we haven't met any of them.
Yeah. I've not been on camera since Sparky died.
Yeah.
How long did you have Sparky?
4.5 years.
Ah,
And it was 4.5 years that she sat on my shoulder every day. As soon as I walked through that door, she was out the cage, onto my shoulder. That's it. I'm home.
My cat does that sometimes, stands on my shoulder or sits on my shoulder while I'm walking around the house.
Yeah. When I used to go away, she used to sit and sulk in the cage
Ages.
for ages, days and days.
I think it took a day or two before she come to me when you went away. As soon as you come back, didn't I know it?
Yeah, get out.
I
Get out of the way.
got bitten.
Uh-oh. That was probably not a good idea.
Have you got the sellotape stuck to your arm?
It's not sellotape, it's the roll. Got a plastic reel on the sellotape.
Mm-hmm.
Put it over my hand, messing around, and I couldn't get it back off.
I see.
That would have been a great fun. I can't get this off.
You're not going to call a farrier for a piece of plastic.
No, it depends.
I'd just get the jigsaw out and do it.
Goodbye, arm.
No, that'd be the surplus saw.
I was flying yesterday at the Tronto River, and I was doing a hyperlapse of the bridge opening and closing. And it was 900 feet away from me. And I was sitting there on the back of the car looking out there, and I could actually see the drone 900 feet away, sitting there, the Mavic 3. It was a little spot, but I knew it was mine. I knew it was a drone.
Mm.
And that's the first time I've ever really noticed one that far away that if you're doing like a Mini 3 Pro, forget it.
Mm.
You never see it.
Yeah.
But 900 feet away, I looked down and I saw it was 900 feet. And I could see that little black spot in the sky right where it was.
What was that? Mavic 3.
Mavic 3.
Have you recovered there, Justin?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with my fucking USB splitters not working though.
Oh, I fucking hate that when that happens.
Is what's not working?
They could be working perfectly and then just at once it'll just go, pop. That's it, gone.
Damn it.
Either that or just one socket out of the four
Yeah.
stops.
Well, the good news, they're not too expensive.
Yeah, well, I can't get another one right now, and I'm not gonna be able to do anything without it, so pretty much stuck now.
What's gone?
Because they're about the one I have is about $30.
You got a spare?
No. This is the big powered one that can run like 20 sockets.
Oh,
They ain't got a big one.
that is a killer.
I had a lot of stuff plugged into it, and now it's not fucking working. It fried on me. I was running
Have you
my
tried-
camera.
You tried plugging it into a different socket on the computer?
Yep,
Mm.
that's what runs my cameras and everything.
Yeah. Did you
Yep. Looks like I'm not gaming or anything for a while.
did you turn it on and off?
Yep.
Not the USB, the computer. Because I know sometimes that works if you swap sockets.
Yeah, it could have been a computer driver error.
Yeah.
I'll try to reset, but it's not even powering on.
Well, then it's more the power socket that's gone then.
You got it plugged in, right?
Yes, got it plugged in.
Check the fuse in. Has the plug got a fuse in it?
No.
Yeah, he's gonna go down. He's gonna go down the back. It's been unplugged.
Does it have a power light on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause each individual USB plug has its own power limit,
Uh-huh.
and none of them are coming on, so.
Yeah, it
Looks like I'm
sounds
not
like
Yeah,
doing
but,
nothing for a couple
it'll be
weeks.
the transformer box that's gone.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, is there not a power light on the transformer box?
No.
What's up, Ron?
But you might be able to get away with
Maybe.
changing the transformer out, Justin.
I don't have another one of those plugs. It's a barrel plug. I don't have any of those
Mhm.
laying around anywhere.
No,
Hey, Ron, how you doing, buddy?
It's
Yeah,
not a figure eight.
wish the South Florida drone meetup would have been a lot nicer. Get up this morning,
Hang on.
there's 6 inches of snow and there's more coming.
Oh,
I'd rather have had 6 inches of snow than all the rain we've had overnight.
It's a real wet snow. I mean, I'm sure the way it seems to run around here lately this time of year is you get a storm like this. Well, like the other day, last weekend. God, it was treacherous driving home from work at 7 a.m. Roads were just had like 2 inches of ice. It was terrible. That night, I went back to work about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Roads were bone dry. I had the window down because it was hot inside the car. It's just like, yeah.
That sucks.
Well, here, if we get snow, we might get an inch or two at the worst. And then the next day it's gone.
Yeah, it's kind of, it happens here too. We've had a very mild winter. The only bad time we had was, I don't know if you got that over there, Paul, that cold spell that was
yeah,
30, 35 below. Was that back in January?
yeah.
I think it was. It was for about 4 or 5 days. But other than that, it's been 30s, 40s, 50s all winter. The scary part is, I mean, we need this. We are so dry here. It's everybody is really worried about the summer, and with the amount of thunderstorms that we get, lightning strikes, the potential fire. Yeah, it's
I think we only had a couple of weeks where it was going down below zero.
Yeah. I'll be right back and just swapping computers.
Okay.
Well, Mark, are you in centigrade or Fahrenheit?
Centigrade normally. Zero's 32.
Yeah.
Hey, my ball, Don.
Hi, Don.
Shut.
I got a ship on the horizon, so I might just bug out on you guys for a few minutes.
Yeah,
What's your
so
weather like there, Paul?
It's sunny, bright sun, and 41 degrees.
That's kind of what we had yesterday. It was up near 50.
not bad.
That was the morning. And then midday it went to shit.
What have we got? Let's see. We've got a weather warning for something.
Joe, I'm surprised you didn't go to the drone meetup with Johnny.
It's a bad subject right now.
No.
I was supposed to have a tournament to shoot on Saturday and Sunday. I was supposed to do another tournament on Friday and Saturday. That Friday would have been the only day I shot that one. And I had a baseball game scheduled yesterday. And when I got there at 3 o'clock, I thought it was 3 o'clock game, found out it was 10:30 in the morning on Friday. Nobody let me know.
So
Oops.
he
And
showed up late.
It's the autism. Well, I got out there and saw it, and it just didn't even stop. I went and because I argued with somebody, and I figured that was enough. But the booster club didn't let me know, and I told them, I said, the only thing you're hurting are the kids. I said, because I shoot the pictures of the autism kid out there, and I knew the kid. I saw who it was, and I usually give him a 16 by 20 with all the puzzles and pictures of him throwing the first pitch and everything else. So I give them to him. He loves them. Alex loves them. So Alex didn't get one this year because the booster club didn't let me know what time they were playing with Alex. And then the game yesterday I couldn't have gone to because I was doing baseball. And then the one in Ponchatoula never did contact me, even though they said they wanted me to be the only photographer. And so that's why I stayed back, because that was a money deal. I was going to make big money on that one. And I stayed back, and I wound up shooting baseball yesterday. So all together, over the weekend, instead of me making probably about $800-900, I probably made $100. It's like,
Well, we've got 13 degrees centigrade at the moment, which is about 51 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
13?
Yeah. 51 Fahrenheit.
Plus 32. 55.4.
Oh, 55, yeah.
It's two formulas I use. I had to learn that for my job.
I just asked Alexa. I go,
Everything's
Echo, what's 13 degrees centigrade in Fahrenheit?
13 degrees Celsius is 55.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's quicker.
Hey, Ron, wouldn't it be nice if they had an assistant like that in the ambulance where you could ask it questions?
Yeah. Hey, Google, what the hell do I do with this patient?
Exactly.
At the end of the road, there is a ditch. Person in the ditch.
Google come back and
You
say,
can
CP.
You can do that. You can ask Google on your phone. There is a Google Assistant.
Yeah, but you really don't want to be
if
asking
you've got-
Google how to
Got
treat
an
a
Apple,
patient.
you can ask
Yeah.
Siri.
Begin CPR.
If you've got an Apple, you can ask Siri.
That's the point you never want to get to, where you got to do CPR.
Yeah.
Great, doesn't gone way up in price. That's
There are
nice.
times that people will make a comment or a complaint
How
to
much is
someone.
it, Justin, on Amazon?
So that person is on there, and the provider was on his phone. Well, yeah, I was looking shit up. I was using a calculator. I was looking up a protocol. I was confirming
Yeah.
dosages,
That's it.
Yeah, before you get to that point, you should know the protocols.
20.
Well, don't you have like iPads and tablets to fill all the forms in on now?
Justin, message me on Facebook about it.
Oh, fuck you, Obama, and your goddamn inflation.
Obama? What's Obama got to do with things? He hasn't done anything.
I blame him for everything.
Wow.
Hold on.
You know you had higher inflation under Trump than you did under Obama.
I don't care. I still blame him.
It's funny. I had more money in my pocket.
Oh,
Everybody had more money in the pocket back then, but that's where it all started to go wrong.
Night Train. I saw. I was messaging with Lieutenant Dan, and I brought up I can't remember if it was the first. Yeah, I think it was the first drone meetup down there where you were chasing Dan. Dan that was the king of controversy and had that little crown, and you were chasing him with the camera. Oh God, that was funny.
Huh.
What is that? Our Dan
Wow.
or a different Dan?
No, he's talking about Dan, Drone Worship Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
I don't know who you consider your Dan, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
Or
only Dan I know.
Dan.
Oh yeah, then that's the right Dan.
You know Dan that comes on here, don't you?
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking
I
about Drone
fix shit.
Worship. Dan.
Used to be Drone Worship.
Oh, did
Yeah,
he?
same Dan. Yep.
I
Yeah,
just know him as Fix Shit.
Oh, apparently he went down there with some police motorcycle to make fun of Kid Heron. He had a motorcycle decked out like a
Yeah,
police
he
car.
he had all these stickers made. Matter of fact, he put one on there. It said Lieutenant Dan. I forget something else.
that's
He was showing them to the
crazy
God of
shit.
Circle, and then he put a little siren on his motorcycle.
Oh, hold on a sec.
That he's going out with a bang this year. Like, yeah, that sounds like Dan.
Yeah, Laura said that he was there, but I didn't see him yesterday. He must have just gone round for today or something.
I think he did say he was going for today, Sunday.
Well, they do a lot of FPV flying today rather than yesterday, so it's nearly all camera drone stuff yesterday.
I thought it was anything and everything.
Yeah,
You
it is, but
you can go up.
they go somewhere different today that's better for the FPV flyers.
Oh.
And they were all chasing Max flying his plane last year, but Max isn't there this year.
Is that Max there?
Yeah, Max.
Yeah, there was like 16 or 18 people they said ended up canceled. But sometimes they pick up locals too from the hotels and shit that happen to hear about it and then they'll want to come out. And that was the dude, the whole Maverick dude that crashed his FPV drone in the water. He actually worked at one of the hotels. Found out about the drone meetup.
When that guy come up and said, "Yeah, my wife bought me a drone for my birthday. Bought me a Mavic 3 Pro." I'm like, holy shit!
Oh yeah. The older guy.
That's
yeah,
a good
I
wife
remember
to
him.
have.
He had no clue what he got.
Yeah. He was like, "Is this a good drone? My wife bought it for me."
Yeah.
No, it's rubbish. I'll give you $200 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother flying that. You'll just crash it. I'll give you a tenner for it.
Yeah. I need it for parts for a better drone.
Yeah, I was gonna go this year, but I wanted to stick around home.
I need a wife that will spend $2,000 on me for a
Lloyd
present.
made it down there. Yeah, I think he had the Mavic 3 Cine too, didn't he?
God,
That-
that's like
that guy-
$5,000.
Yeah, I forget.
And
I
Mark.
think the funny thing about that story was that he had the most expensive one too, I think.
Yeah.
Mark, you live in the UK. You don't get a
Yeah, I
wife
don't
over
know.
here.
I don't know how much it is in our money.
No, but you
I
don't get a
only-
wife
I
over
only
here that
live
will
in
buy you a
London.
drone. You get a wife over here that'll spend your money.
Yeah,
You got a point.
That's true.
better off without.
That's everywhere, David. Oh shit, is Sarah behind me?
Dong.
I had a wife that would have spent $2,000 on a drone for me, but it would have been my money.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No, it's David, I sent you a link of the one
Yeah.
that's the one I had, but it's
Yeah.
I must admit, Kate does spend her money on me, but she spends more of my money on her.
Is that on next day shipping?
I don't know. I didn't look at that.
Because I was thinking, I'll message you.
Oh, you missed it though. Lloyd went down there around.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Got himself out of the house for the first time in years.
He
Got to go
needed.
on a little vacation. Yeah.
Feel
But it's
bad
like
for him.
Donald
what?
said, it's bittersweet, right? Like he needed to.
Judy
but-
was telling him last year that he should go, but he wouldn't go last year because of Judy. But this year he thought, well, I've got nothing to hold me back now, so I might as well. So he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man
Well,
dedicated his life for her. I give him a lot of credit.
I'm pretty sure he said too, like right before she passed, she told him to go and have fun
Really.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Well,
He said, cause he came on my show. I was the first show he came back on when he came back to YouTube. And he came and was hanging out with me and Tim and he was telling us about it.
Yeah.
He said she wanted to go home and they brought her home, got her in the ambulance, got her to the house. And as soon as they laid her in the bed, it wasn't but a few minutes.
yeah, it was
later,
like
he said,
5-10 minutes. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
People know.
Well, that's what happened with Sparky's dad.
I must admit the burial was quick. I mean, over here it had been like 3 to 4 weeks after dying before they get buried now.
It depends where you are. My mum was dot on 4 weeks.
Mm.
They're pretty quick over here. Like you can, if somebody passes away, you could have a funeral and have them in a casket or cremated within a week.
Oh yeah.
They're
Too
pretty
much,
quick.
too much paperwork and what's it? Postmortems if it's anything.
Yeah, if they didn't die in hospital, well,
Yeah.
even if they die in hospital now, it's post-mortem.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty quick process over here.
Yep, they died, that'll do.
And then most people these days are going for cremation because it's so much cheaper. I mean, your burial will run you 10 to 20 grand depending on
Yeah.
what casket you pick and plot and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Where getting cremated can run just a couple $1,000s, you know.
Yeah, same here. Cremation's a couple of thousand.
Yeah,
You even
cremation
get
should be a lot
ones now
cheaper.
where they'll pick the body up, take it to the crematorium, burn it,
I'll be
and
back,
bring you
guys.
back the
No, they
ashes
don't.
without
They
you-
cook you,
without
they
even
eat-
having they don't
No,
even
they-
have a service or anything.
No, I know what you're on about. The ones where they take you, they cook you, eat you, and then send back the
Yeah.
remains.
Yeah.
Ew. I'll tell you what though, dude, I used to do the gas meters at the crematoriums. That shit smelled so nasty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Like
Yeah.
it had I'm just describing it, but it had a barbecue smell, but it was disgusting smelling at the same time.
Yeah,
It
well,
didn't
it'll be the
smell
smell
like-
of the formaldehyde that they embalm them with.
Well, not all of them do that though. Like some of them just
I mean,
will go
otherwise
straight to
the
cremation.
the only dodgy smell when you burn a body is the hair.
Well, most of it, a lot of the ones that get cremated, they don't do. There's a lot of people that don't do like casket funerals. They'll just have the cremation and they'll put the urn at the altar, so they don't even embalm them. They just take them straight to the crematorium.
No, you couldn't do that here.
But like I said, the process here is really quick though too. Like I said, you could have a funeral be buried within a week after you pass away. So
You have to go through a funeral director here. You can't do it any other way.
No. Big black
Well,
ambulance has to turn up, take you away, they check you over.
Mm.
Yep. What did he die of? Lack of oxygen, that'll do. Sorted.
Mhm. I
Because
worked
let's be
I
honest.
worked at a funeral home.
You will
Yeah, I worked at.
you'll have a hit
Right.
illness that will, eventually lead to your death. But actually, the always cause of death is always a lack of oxygen,
Or the heart stopping.
which
Yeah,
is a lack of
it's a
oxygen.
Lack of oxygen.
Mm.
Once your heart
You-
stops, your brain doesn't get your oxygen. That's it. Game
Yeah.
over.
you
True.
worked at a funeral home, Joe?
Yeah, I worked at Jacob Shane in New Orleans, pre-need counselor for a while.
Justin, I've
And,
messaged you back.
All right, give me a
And
minute.
what they did to new guy all the time is that if they had remains to pick up the from the crematory, they send you
Uh-huh.
over to get it. and they give it to you. And when you pick it up from them, it comes in a little plastic sack, and it's in a little case. It's not in an urn, just in a little
No.
plastic sack in an envelope, like with the names on it. So they sent me over to get it. I was a new guy, and you go over to one of the other funeral homes that had the crematory. And when you walk in there, you tell them you're picking up remains for so and so and so and so, and they suggest you go in the back because they knew I was a new guy. So you walk back there, and they've got about 15 tables with bodies on them, and all of them have no clothes on them. And they come out, and they got one of them. They throw the stuff in between the legs of one of them. So you go sign the papers in between the legs of one of them. You know, it's like, and the one they put me by was about a 40-year-old woman. You know, so we, you know, and I was sitting there, and I was thinking, Lord, what am I into here? You know, this is not EMS. You know, so I brought it back, and then they don't tell you how fine the powder is, or the remains are.
The ashes.
And when you
Yeah.
you get the urn, the ashes, and you get the urn, and you drop it in there. You place it in there gently. Don't drop it in there. When you drop it in there,
everywhere.
it comes out. It's like a little cloud of dust. And I think I sucked somebody in. You know, so yeah, I started coughing and everything.
My dad said he worked at one when he was in his 20s, and he said one of the bodies like started moving because of the muscle spasms, scared the shit out of him, and he left. He was gone, and like he said, he wasn't having none of that.
How much is your prime, Justin?
I have no idea. I don't use that anymore because I don't use.
Anyone know
Amazon
how much
enough.
prime is in America?
I think it's like 12 or 14 a month.
I thought it's $14.99, maybe.
Yeah, it's about
Jesus.
14, 15 bucks.
I don't use it anymore.
What is it here? About £7?
I do order so much stuff off of Amazon.
It's $8.99 isn't it now?
Yeah, I had a good friend that
Well,
was
it's 9,
was
that's-
a mortician. And
no,
he said
that's 12. That'd be the equivalent of 12 over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need
he
to
said
find
one
someone in
day
the US that has it.
body just sat up like that. He said he was sitting there and he felt something kind of, he said he just got uneasy feeling, turned around, the body was sitting up. He turned around and he said, lay back down. Went back to what he was doing. I said, I couldn't have done that. That freaked the shit out of me. You know, we see a lot. When you're EMS, you see a lot. One night, I'll tell you one, it was funny. One night we had a call, and I wasn't listening to the radio because we were in the middle of a call. So I didn't hear the other call that had gone out. That actually, I think it was just an emergency at the hospital. So I had to go replenish the unit. I had a lot of stuff to put back in the unit. So I'm walking into the room, and everybody in the room, the lights it was dark in the room. Just one half of the room was lit up, and all our supplies were against the wall. So it's another setup they do. You know how it is when they play with you. So I went in the room, and I go walk in, and I'm getting all my stuff together, and they got the gurney laying right there, and I don't pay attention to the gurney when I go by because there's always an empty gurney right there. So I'm getting all my stuff together, and all the stuff together, and I got my hands full. I mean, all stacked up. I'm holding them like this, everything, trauma pads, everything, rebreathers, everything. I turn around, and there was about a 90-year-old woman in the bed, intubated, and she was like, and she had been dead a while, and they finally just called her and left her there. They're waiting for them to pick her up. Then I turned around, and the first thing I saw was her face. Everything went there. I just threw everything. I said, "Go on, everybody! Don't tell me somebody's in that room," you know. And they were outside. The nurses were outside laughing, waiting to see what was going to happen. Now, if I'd have saw her going in, I would have grabbed everything, walked out, and they would have said, "What?" I said, "I didn't see anybody. What are you talking about?" But the best one was when we had to move. We were dropping off a cardiac, and they were bringing in a guy that fell out of a boat and got run over by the boat, and his leg was severed. But they didn't tell me that the leg was severed. No, we didn't hear it on the radio. Snow didn't say anything to anybody. It was a paramedic. And so I jumped on the side of the stretcher as they were running him in because I was going to help him get him over. and I grabbed him by the bottom of the leg, and it's all together. You got it all. I didn't even know the leg. I didn't see anything. So I grabbed the leg, and they say 1, 2, 3, and they lift. As they lift, I'm standing there with the bottom part of under the knee down in my hand, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the guy, and I said, "Boy, I hate when that happens." I just put his leg down. Just put his leg down. You know, and it didn't feel right when I picked it up. I went, "What the hell is this?" You know. But his leg was severed. They had a nurse on the scene. The leg was severed, and the nurse was doing CPR on the guy, and didn't pay attention to the leg being severed. And when Snow got there, he had no blood in him. They were just pumping the blood out.
Yeah.
That's kind of the new protocols, Joe. I know that we're supposed to adhere to if you have a cardiac arrest secondary to like blunt or penetrating trauma, that you do everything else, but you don't do compressions.
Right. Now,
It's,
well, we got to also realize this wasn't an emergency room nurse. She might have been an LPN.
Donald, no,
So you never know.
Donald, no, your show was the day after mine. He was the first one on your show with you. But no, my show was the day before yours. He was your last show guest, so he made quite a few firsts that week. Last week. I think it was last week, yeah.
No, a week before, I think.
Which was that, the first or the second one that you and Sarah went to?
The second one.
Second one.
She was at the first one too, but technically she wasn't there. She dropped me off because her and the kids went and did stuff all day at they went to the beach and a bunch of other things. Because I didn't want the kids around everybody's drones at the time because Thomas was still kind of young and wild, and I didn't want him running off and breaking somebody's shit or something. So the kids and Sarah had plans to go to the beach, do some other stuff.
That was in 22. Yeah, I just looked it up on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, this one was the fourth one this year.
Mm.
I only went to the first two. I didn't go last year, this year.
Yeah, and as soon as the raffle finished yesterday, Ray Kelly went, and don't forget that the 5th annual meetup is going to be.
That's fun.
I can't remember what dates he said now. But hell, he flies through them raffle tickets. He reads the number out 3 times in quick succession, and if they haven't claimed it by the end of the time he'd read it out 3 times, he said, "Right, new number."
Yeah, well, half the people leave and they don't really give a crap, or they'll give their ticket to somebody or they'll lose it. That's why when I did the raffle that year, I had everybody write their names on the tickets. I didn't have to sit there and call the numbers. I was just calling the names. So I would give them their ticket, and then I would have them write their name on the second ticket, and I'd put it in the bucket. That way, there wasn't confusion about who had what ticket, or if they happened to lose theirs, it wasn't a big deal.
Because they did have a couple of drones, mostly ones that you wouldn't really want to win anyway, but I think there was a couple of decent ones there.
I brought a bunch of like landing pads and t-shirts and
yeah, they had loads of them and all. T-shirts, caps.
But our problem was the first years we had more prizes than people.
Yeah.
So like I said, at the end they were giving out like all the shirts and hats that were left. They were kind of just handing them out to people because we had more prizes than people.
Well, they were bundling them together. So like you could win a T-shirt, a bottle of maple syrup, and a cap.
A lot of people in the chat today.
Chris, Dustin.
I probably should get started on my day.
Lance,
Got my taxes.
Lance, what are you doing there in the chat?
Oh, you gotta do your taxes today?
Yeah, well, I'll finish them up. They have them over at H&R Block, but I'm just doing all my deductions, going through my bank statements, and
I'm so glad we don't have to do state
Oh,
taxes, 'cause I
Dust,
don't pay anybody to
Dusty's
do my
in as well.
taxes every year, cause the federal's always free. And since we don't do state, we only do federal, I just have to file the federal, and H&R Block and all them online don't charge you for that.
yeah,
They only charge you usually for the state one.
yeah.
Chris Wedgwood said he used to work at a cemetery in the early 80s. He
Yeah, I'm
said
on.
sometimes in the 80s they would actually not use a coffin but a cardboard box, some people.
Oh my God, I just heard the funniest story the other day. And it's true. My supervisor, I met her son the other day, and his name is Richard. And you know, a lot of, he's like 17, 18. Nice kid, big kid. And her and her husband didn't realize it till, I guess it was a month or two after he was born and name was on the birth certificate. His middle name is his middle name is Benjamin.
Uh-huh.
Named after her father. Well, their last name is long. Okay. So what do a lot of people who are named by the name of Richard go by?
Uh-huh.
They call them
Dick
Dick.
Long.
So
Oh,
his
Dick.
initials are Dick B. Long.
Dick B. Long.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Oh my God, it was funny. Like I said, her and her husband didn't realize it. So they said till a couple months later, I'm like, do you realize what we just named our child?
B. Long. Oh my God.
And he goes with it too. Oh man. Yeah, he loves it. Oh man.
Know why they have
Well,
a
guys,
fence
you guys all have a good day. I'm gonna go make another cup of coffee and go do my taxes. My sidewalks and porches are shoveled for now till the rest of it comes in. They're expecting about a foot or more, they said.
All right, I'll catch you later, Ron.
All right, guys.
Later on.
Have a good day.
See ya.
Escalators.
All right,
And
bye-bye.
I must admit,
here
I
comes
do like
Chris.
the fact that all of our taxes are done straight out of our pay packet here.
Yeah.
So, plus, I've never had a job where I've been able to claim anything back off me tax anyway. So, I've never had to do a tax return.
What's up, Corey? And Chris coming in with the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the QPR mascot, Jude the cat? It's been sacked for molesting women.
What?
It was molesting women at the football games.
Oh my God.
He got asked to stop several times, and he ignored the warning, so they sacked him live on the pitch.
Man United play Liverpool today.
Sorry, kicked off, hasn't it?
3:30. 3:30.
Do you
Oh.
watch you don't watch every game, David, just when your team's playing?
Just my team.
Yeah.
I watched some of the other games, but more my team.
So, what happened yesterday?
In England.
City beat Palace 4-2. That's good.
Because Cause some people over here, they'll watch like every damn game, even if it's not their team playing.
Everton won,
That's itchy.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
beat Burnley. Yeah.
Burnley had a player sent off.
All right. Even Newcastle won. We ain't man. Mm. Oh, damn. I was hoping Brighton might be able to do a what's it, but no, they got beat by Arsenal 3-0.
Paul has been gone for a minute.
I think he's
Yeah,
getting
you know,
that ship that's on
the
screen
ship
now.
right there.
Yeah, he went
must
for a
have-
boat.
He must have left too
We-
early then.
Windy boat comes in.
Sometimes that ship tracker thing he uses isn't always accurate. Sometimes he'll say it's at the bridge and he'll get down there and be like 20 minutes out,
Yeah.
Mm.
or he'll miss it. And he's done that a couple of times. He went down there and said it was coming and it was already went by.
Or he'll get the thing up in the air and forget to turn the remote on the record on.
Oh, he's done that. He's
Was he
got all.
serious yesterday when he said he'd gone back to his old controller?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Oh well, let him do what he wants. I mean,
Mm.
And he said that he tried the thing, the cover on. I don't believe he did.
I don't think he tried it.
He took
Well,
it
I
off
got-
when he looked at it.
I got that cover, and I wasn't all that keen on it, to be honest
But
with
I
you.
don't think he even tried it though. I'm there
Mm.
with
Yeah,
With
the reason
Joe, I
I
don't
like
think-
that one is because just the way it fit on it, it gave it a better feel, the rubber.
What?
And even though it did lean in a little bit, it didn't affect the screen.
Mm.
You
But
know,
I
you still
bet-
can see the screen.
The thing is that sometimes
Didn't he
Paul
go to
buys
school
stuff
that
and
way?
then he doesn't even test it and he just makes an opinion on it and then he'll either
Mm.
use it or
What-
he won't.
But what he needs to do is send it back now.
He bought
But he
2 of
won't.
them.
Yeah, he'll probably sit there. He won't send them back.
Oh, that's what I said. I'd love to go through Paul's house. He's got all kinds of
Yeah.
shit in there.
Supposed to be.
Imagine what he's got down in his
What'd you buy?
basement stored down there.
And you see that shelf behind him?
Yeah,
Yesterday,
there's
this morning, he got something off his desk, walked and put it on the top of the shelf.
Don't worry about me and Amber.
Yeah.
That shelf has a bunch of brand new appliances sitting on it behind that TV. He's got a
Yeah.
It might
brand new
have
like
two
pressure.
brand new silicones.
He's got like a brand new pressure cooker, panini maker, a bunch of shit on there.
Yeah, just, I don't know.
So I bet you if you went through his house, you'd find a lot of cool shit that he's never used. Like you see all the pans that hang over in his kitchen, they're all brand new. Never had a
Yeah, I
single
saw
thing
that.
cooked in them.
Mm.
They look like some
Well,
nice pans too.
Well, I've got a set of Wolfgang Puck, 13-piece set in a box that I bought that I was looking to move. So I bought the
Hey,
set and I
Corey.
got it for a good price. And I was gonna take them with me to when I moved and I never moved. So I haven't opened them up here. And they're sitting in a box for about 5 years. But when I do move, that's the pots I'm gonna use, you know, the big heavy metal pots, those stainless steel. So I get rid of all the little junk ones I have right now.
Yeah, you do. If you want really good cooking shit, you're gonna spend some money, dude. You could easily spend $100 on one fucking pan.
Oh yeah, this
If
was
you
a
wanted
this
to
set.
get some really nice shit.
This is about a $500 set I got for like 300, and I got it through. I think it was HSN. It had to be HSN, and they screwed the whole order up, and I wound up getting it for almost free. I think I paid one payment on it, then they just wrote it off.
Yeah, I watched
So
the guy
it's
do.
just sitting there.
He did a pan review the other day, and it was like I can't remember the name of the pan, but it was like $100 pan versus a $10 Martha Stewart pan
Yeah,
from
Mm.
I can't remember where he bought it from, but he did the comparison. Actually, they kind of both did equally well.
hmm
I was surprised.
Well, you know what my best one is? I've got on the stove, sits there all the time. a cast iron. You
I
know,
don't ever use cast iron. I don't even
That's
think
the
we
one
have
that-
a cast iron pan, to be honest with you.
I use that one, and what you do is you get it good and seasoned, and you make sure when you're cooking in it, you make sure it's hot enough that you can take a couple of drops of water and throw it in there, and it's got to dance. If it bounces and dances, you don't have to put any oil. Just put whatever you're gonna cook in it. Will not stick. And then when you finish, you just rinse it, wipe it off, and put it back. You know, what I do is when I put it back, I just put a very light coat of oil back on it.
Yeah, I don't ever use cast iron. To be honest with you, like I said, I don't even think we have a cast iron pan in the house.
Yeah, what I like about cast iron is if I want to make like cornbread, I just make it in the pan on the stove.
I know when
Yeah.
back when I was younger, my dad had a whole bunch of cast iron pans.
Yeah.
The only trouble with cast iron is it doesn't work on an induction hob
Yeah, it doesn't.
because it's not magnetic.
Yeah, so I can't recognize that there's a pan sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see
We
that
had
being
a-
an issue.
We had a woman when I was growing up that lived in the neighborhood. Her name was Miss Mimi. She was about 4'0", little bitty woman. I mean, real frail looking. And she used to cook for their restaurant. So she always used the big pots and everything else, and all cast iron. Everything was cast iron. And she was cooking one night, doing some stuff like I think pork chops in one of the griddles.
What's up,
And she
Jonathan?
looked over, and they had a guy looking in the window at her. And she looked over at the guy and she says, "What are you doing in my yard?" And he said, "Shut up, old woman, before I kill you." Like that. She took that cast iron pot, went out there and beat the hell out of him with it.
Oh, this is some heavy ass pans, man.
Yeah, she went out there with that pot, and they said they had to get her off of it. She was
Hey,
beating the hell
Jonathan.
out of him with the pot, with the pan. I mean, he had all kind of bumps and bruises. What's
Yeah.
up, Jonathan?
I've just updated my Facebook password to Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Pluto, Huey, Louie, Dewey, and Dublin. Because it told me it had to contain 8 characters and 1 capital.
Yeah.
No numbers.
No, you not get it. 8 characters. So there's 8 Disney characters and then Dublin.
Yeah,
1 capital.
that's fun. Shoot, I'd get people from the drone community, put their names in it.
You do the suggested passwords that Windows gives you, and it's like 100 characters, all different ones. It's like, fuck, I ain't gonna remember that.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
The only way you
Was-
remember that is if you save it to the
Serious crime
cloud.
with it.
Yeah.
Not Rio, because he's got that ball.
Really?
If we start with members of the drone community, the first one will be TJ. Then Donald.
Yeah.
Look, that little Peter boat running around the ship.
Hmm.
That boat's hauling that little bit of.
Hey, you don't want to get nowhere near that big one.
Yeah. As soon as Paul finishes, I'm going to go live.
Like a capsize that damn little boat.
I'm doing a game with myself. Should
I'm
I
gonna
do
go fly my drone
try it
today, I
through
think.
Streamlabs?
What time are you going live?
7.
Which one are you going to fly?
I'm gonna bring the Avata just in case, but I'm gonna bring the Mavic 3. Actually, I gotta look at the Mavic 3. I may not
You
have
have
enough
what?
batteries.
The Avata, the Air 2S, and the Mavic 3, right?
And a Mini 3 Pro.
Yeah, and the Mini 3 Pro, that's right.
You can do whatever for dinner.
Do you fly all of them regularly, or is one of them kind of sitting more than the others?
Well, the one that hasn't been flown
Might
for
do
a
a
while
roast
is the
tomorrow.
Air 2S.
If you get the gammon out.
Find it.
I'm really thinking
It's in
about doing that
the
one.
small freezer.
That's
Yeah.
the
I just
problem.
gotta go
It's
check the batteries.
like it's
Yeah,
cool
they
to have
do
a big
roast
collection, but
tomorrow.
then
And you can do pizzas and
if you, yeah, there'll be one or two of them that'll end up sitting.
And what
Because
I
you'll
wound
have
up
your
doing is
go-to
that,
ones.
yeah, I got the Mavic, the Mini 3, I got batteries pretty charged. But I've got,
There's a
Ow.
should be at
bag of
least 3
McCain's.
lines.
top of the.
But I'm thinking about, I'm I'm actually thinking about, if I start charging now, it'd be good. For about noon, I'll charge the Air 2S and fly that today, maybe.
When the more Cisco's like,
I think Paul is Mia. I didn't see the truck down at the parking lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Mini 3 batteries are charged. And they still sat on the sofa after, what's it? That's
Mine
messing
batteries
up with
are
Paul the
charged.
other day.
We've had shit weather since.
Yeah.
Why the jinx?
I used to hate when you'd get your batteries all
Yesterday was
charged.
beautifully sunny with 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
That's because we've got a storm Kathleen.
Mm.
And it's only because I charge my drone batteries.
Ooh. Hey, Justin,
What?
have you got any strong glue?
Yeah, why?
You're going to have to glue that wig down. Apparently, hurricane season this season is going to be the most extremely active on record.
They say that every year.
Every year I hear that.
Yeah, they said that last year too.
It's something to do with the El Nino.
They said that
Well,
last
last year we had El Nino, and it actually protected us because that was on the
Yeah.
west coast of the
Oh,
United
sorry,
States.
yeah, El Nino. It's going.
Yeah,
Apparently, it's
It-
going to push them more into you this year.
because last year it actually pushed all the hurricanes away from us.
Yeah, it did.
It actually kind of created this barrier for us.
Well, they reckon
don't
that
know.
this year that the UK could face one or two.
Because California actually got their first hurricane last year, a long time. Southern California, it went right up there where I think it cut through part of Mexico and right where Steve was at.
Yeah.
Well, you know it's bad when the UK gets one.
Oh, it's bad when California gets one. It's not common for California to get hurricanes. It's very, very rare. Last year was a really weird hurricane season. Like I said, we had quite a few heading towards us, but because of the way the weather pattern was with the winds, wind shears and all that, they would get close to us and then they would hook back out into the ocean and head towards back towards like Africa, England area. But then they would break up once they got over the Atlantic a little more northern.
Yep.
Apparently, the seas are more warmer towards us this year.
But
which
last year,
which
our
allow them
water,
to push out towards us.
last year, our waters actually hit triple digits a couple of times, which is rare too. The water was so warm in the ocean.
Hmm.
There was a couple times I think it hit around 99, 100 degrees. And the warmer the water, the bigger, the more dangerous the hurricanes are.
That's when they were pulling out the lobsters and you're putting them on in the pan, and the lobsters going, "You call this hot? It's fucking hot out there, mate."
Matter of fact, hold on, let me look at something real quick.
Yeah, but 100 Fahrenheit's not 100 centigrade, is it?
No.
Yeah, and then the weather service too for the US is actually thinking about making a category 6 hurricane now. They're adding another they're talking about possibly adding a 6th category because there's been a couple hurricanes that have actually topped a category 5 winds.
Yeah, 100 Fahrenheit is your body temperature.
Well, 98 point something, I think it is.
Yeah, 37.7.
Yeah.
So
Which
I
is your
don't-
average, which is the average body temperature.
But the worst I've been through is a category 3. I've never been through a 4 or 5. So those are pretty wicked. I can imagine a 4 or 5. Then back in 2000, was it 2005? I think it was, Florida got hit by 3 in a row within like a month. They got hit by one, they started doing the cleanup process, and then like a week and a half later got hit by another one. And then they started the cleanup process, another week and a half, they got hit by another one. Some people were out of power for over a month because of that.
Chatting with him, she got out of the car, chatting to him about stuff, and then got back in the car.
Yeah.
I don't know what she looks like. I've never seen her.
It won't be Sky Butcher because she doesn't go out.
No, that's what she says.
No, she doesn't. She sends her husband. She
Jonathan,
just claims all the credit.
Oh, okay. You put your Mini 3 Pro up because it's too hot. I want to say that the DJI drones are rated for over 100 degree weather.
Oh, forgot the Rangers Celtic derby were on today.
Was it?
Rangers 3, Celtic 3.
Hmm.
Ooh. Which means Celtic are ahead by 1 point, but Rangers have got a game in hand.
Hmm.
Going down to the wire.
Oh, I'll ask him when he gets back, Lance.
In America, who haven't the foggiest idea what Rangers and Celtic is, they're the two football teams in Glasgow.
Talking about Blackpool?
No.
No. Glasgow, Scotland.
Well, you need to be talking about David's favorite team, Blackpool.
Yeah,
Hey,
Paul.
Paul, if you are able to, Lance
Blackpool
wanted you to
lost.
show your video.
No,
you
they
can
didn't.
post
They won
it.
yesterday.
Did they win?
1-0 against Cambridge United.
All right.
What
My
did you
team
say,
drew 0-0.
Justin?
I said Lance was wondering if you're able
Leeds
to,
lost.
can you show
Yeah,
you
no.
the fight?
The one I just did?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just
Yeah.
downloading it now.
You drew 0-0, didn't you?
The same time you get them drilling.
No, I knew he was back. I was just waiting for him to get back to his chair, and I was going to let him know, Lance. Because he walked off to do something with, I think, Mia.
I just had the need to go into the kitchen to make a cup of tea.
You could have made us all one. Gee.
It'd been cold by the time you got it.
No, you're good. I'm good on tea. You
It'd have
can
been
drink
iced
my
tea
cu-
for Justin.
You can drink my cup, and you can have 2 cups.
Don't worry, I would.
I'd be honest with you. I just don't like hot tea. It's gross.
I'm gonna go and drink my iced coffee.
I mean, I would try
I'm
it if
still
I
waiting for
came.
my hot tea.
Now,
You
if I
said-
came,
You would drink
I-
the Dr. Pepper instead of me making
Well, I
it.
wait for a cup
Probably
of tea.
completely
No.
different over here than it is over there.
well, no. I'm saying, but if I have been around people over here that make tea like you guys do, the same types of teas and stuff. I just never liked it. But if I came over there, I mean, I would try it. I'd definitely give it a chance.
He does know what it
I
says,
mean,
doesn't he?
when I've been in, I've always preferred to drink coffee than tea because they make tea fucking horrible.
Barbro? Is that the name of it? Barbro G?
Barbro G.
Yeah, you get one of those ships and you can have a drone meet up on one of those.
There you go.
Yeah, big ass landing pads. Look at those big landing pads, Joe.
See that?
When somebody dunks their drone in the water, there's some big ass cranes on there to grab it.
Yeah, and all the metal bars and to fly FPV through.
Oh yeah.
And all the cables to avoid.
Yep, it'd be a mobile drone meetup.
Oh. Yeah, I'm charging Air 2S and Mavic 3 batteries.
He's been on the show. He was on the show a few days back. Dustin. He's been on a few times over the last few months, but he's just been really busy. Apparently his sign business is like almost quadrupled in business.
I am more.
Plus he's been doing that contract he got with that builder, that developer contract that he got, that they're building the old folks apartments.
Yep.
Bringing it again.
It's just Zoom, Jonathan. That's not what the video looks like on Paul's screen. Zoom just doesn't render. Well, most of the streaming services just don't render video that great when you're showing it or you're sharing it.
Well, it's not clear for you guys?
No, it's clear. It's just a
It's
little
clear.
jumpy, but
Yeah,
that's normal when you're
Yeah.
sharing a video.
It's smooth on my end.
Well, that's what I said. On your end, it's gonna look
Yeah.
perfect, but it's just because of those you're sharing it through Zoom.
What the fuck are they drilling up there? 'Cause that's into the floor.
Joe, do you have a sphere for your Air 2S?
No. No.
Randy said the ship looks like it's 3 storms away from catastrophic failure.
I'm getting wet.
Yeah, like I said, it's just choppy on your guys' end, but once Paul posts it, you'll see it's completely different.
It's been about 3 weeks since I flew the Air to us, so I think I want to get it back out.
Like I said, you need to get one, dude.
Huh.
Hanging down at the beach too much.
Yeah, I thought about getting one, but I never did.
Getting a what?
The 360, the Sphere.
Adorama has them used, he said.
Actually, about a year ago, I had one in the thing, ready to buy it, and changed my mind.
Dustin. I said, hope nobody farts in the lifeboat. That would suck. Though. Can't open the windows.
Yeah,
Actually, dude, I've seen some people get some of those lifeboats buy old decommissioned ones off of like the cruise ships and stuff and turn them into like little 1 and 2 bedroom apartments
I'm
on the
back.
water. And those things are, I mean, those things are tough ass fucking boats too, because they're made to be like jarred around out in the ocean, you know, and
yeah.
there's some big ass ones too. I saw wife and husband convert one into a really nice houseboat, and it was a little 2 bedroom apartment style. Had 2 bedrooms, full bathroom, full living room, kitchen. Really nice. Well, like the guy said, he goes, the best thing about this thing is he goes, they ain't gonna flip over. Ain't gonna, if it rolls, it'll just roll right back on its belly. It's just made to be like that because it's a lifeboat.
Oh, one of them orange ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, the guy that does the AYO fishing channel, he bought one of them.
yeah. Like I said, I watched the wife and husband on YouTube transition
Yeah.
one into a really nice houseboat.
There's a few of them that go touring in one of them. It's like a water-based
Raining indoors.
motorboat.
It's really
Well, like I said, what's great about one of those is they're made to be in deep blue water ocean, being
Well, that's
battered
it,
around
yeah.
by waves and shit. You know, they're tough.
They're completely sealed.
Yeah, it's not like a normal boat. If you got caught in a storm, you could make it through it in one of those versus a regular boat. You'd be more likely to survive in one of those.
Mm.
Because they're also designed to not roll over neither. You know, they got that real
Is it
heavy
unlocked?
bottom, so if a wave comes in and pushes it on its side, it's just gonna roll right back over onto the kill or whatever.
Mm. They're not cheap to buy either, I'll tell you.
I think the people that bought the one I watched, I think they paid like 10 grand for it or something, but it was a deal. It was like, there was nothing wrong with it. It was just, it was on a cruise ship for a long time. They like decommissioned it, sold it used, and
Yeah.
they got it pretty cheap. By the time it was all said and done, I think they spent like 30 grand for converting it
Mm.
and buying it and everything. But this one, the one that they bought, I think was probably twice the size of the one that's on those ships that Paul films. Cause it could fit like 50 or 60 people inside of it. It was big.
Well, yeah.
Plus it has, food and water and all that stored in it. So the people are able to eat and stuff while they're in there. Got emergency rations, all that stuff.
Mm.
You gotta love those people too down at the piers. They're like, oh, I'll just tie my boat down to hurricane and I'll just sit through it. Like, you guys are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
'Cause the thing is, you gotta tie the boat off just right? Because once the water starts rising, if you don't have enough slack in those ropes, it's just gonna pull that
Yeah,
boat
it's
right under the
dripping
water.
the water. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can't give it too much slack, otherwise your boat's sloshing around by the pier, or wherever you
Mm.
gotta tie it off at.
Either that or it ends up in High Street.
Right. I was thinking about it. I'm just gonna wait till the Mavic 4. I honestly think, Randy, if you look at the time between the Mavic 2 and the Mavic 3, I would say the Mavic 4 is probably not gonna come out for at least another year and a half.
Mm.
They don't tend to come out with those ones real quick because people are spending a lot of money on them. They're kind of more professional side. Because I think the
Well,
Mavic 2 and the Mavic 3, it was almost a 5 years in between the two of them. And
I think
how's
other than going to OcuSync 4, there's not really a massive amount more they can do with the Mavic 3.
they'll find some bunch of stupid features to throw on it that nobody will ever use that will entice people. Oh yeah. It's just like the thing me and Dre were talking about, how you can see out the sensors. Do people to me that's more of a gimmicky thing because how many people might use it just to play around with it, but I guarantee they're not going to find an everyday use for that while they're flying.
Like I said,
To-
having a reversing camera is good.
I mean, it is, but trying to focus on two cameras and fly at the same time is not an easy task either.
Mm.
To me, you're just adding more that you're having to pay attention to, which is not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, but the
'Cause like,
quality out of them that's the one thing that they could really do.
put an actual camera and not a
Next
sensor cam.
generation is to make the sensor cameras better.
Either that or just put an actual camera on the ass end. I mean, how hard would it be to put a little tiny camera in there, a decent picture? I mean, you could put a small camera in there and fit another small tiny camera in there.
Yeah, but if they made the sensor cameras better, it would avoid all your obstacles a bit better than it does. I mean, it doesn't do a bad job, but it still can't see some stuff.
Well, that's what I was just about to ask Randy. How long has the Mavic 3 been out? He said it's like 3 years old now. So yeah, I would say about another year and a half, you'll probably see a Mavic 4 come out.
Yeah, I mean
But
the Mini 3 is 2 years old now.
But they are kind of hitting a plateau with these things. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's just minor upgrades. It's just like cell phones. I mean, there's only so much upgrades you can do every 6 months on a cell phone. I mean, come on, you gotta be realistic. I mean, an S22 will still perform just about as well as an S24 will. As far as running apps and whatever you're doing on it.
Yeah, I'm sure half the time all they do is have a little bit of extra memory in it and just change the number.
Yeah, and then usually the processors on the phones are very minute upgrades too. They're slightly a little bit better, or sometimes they'll use the same processor for a couple generations till they come up with something else. But it's usually, if you look at cell phones, usually the upgrades that they do a lot on is just the cameras. They'll be
Yeah.
like, you'll notice more upgrades on the cameras than anything.
Now, here's one that's a good deal, and it looks like it's legit. The
That's
guy's
true
been on
too, Hal.
Facebook since 2010.
That's
It's a
100% true.
Air 2S Flymore combo, 1.3 hours flight time on it. He wants $650.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
good price.
Well, I'm
That's a
gonna
good price.
assume the OcuSync too, they're gonna reach some kind of peak to where legally they're not gonna be able to get any more powerful than a certain amount, right? I'm sure they're gonna hit some kind of FCC block that says, all right, you guys are pushing as much power as you're allowed. That's it.
No, it has nothing to do with the output power. They're running the maximum amount of output power all the time. It's the amount of aerials that they put inside it to create more gain.
Oh,
The FCC have got a limit already for the power that can be used on remote control, and they're all at that power.
Yeah,
Except for over in this country where they're way further down, because ours is a completely different. For some reason, they think that 1 watt isn't going to be safe where 200 milliwatts is.
Lance said he got his Flymore kit for $613.
That's a good deal.
I mean, I got my Air 2S with just bog standard with one battery and the RCN1, and that cost me £450, £450, which is 45 times 3 is 135, so about $570, somewhat like that.
And you got a guy right down the street from me selling a Flymore combo. What was the price? I lost the price. $750.
what kind of copter?
Air 2S,
Oh,
How much does he want for it?
$750 for a Flymore combo.
wow.
Why are you looking at getting another one?
Not yet.
To see how today goes.
No.
He's got one on. He's got one in the cart just in case.
He's got the trigger ready.
No, I do want to buy a backup of it because I just like that drone. But I say that, and I probably won't.
Yeah, but aren't you waiting for the Avata 2 to come out instead?
Yeah, I really don't want the Avata 2.
Johnny wants the Avata too.
I would see what I would do, Joe, is wait and see what the real comparison between that and the Avata is. Is it really worth you
Yeah.
spending the money on? Because it might
Yeah,
not
I'll
even
fly
be all
Johnny.
that great, you know?
From
Fly
tomorrow
Johnny's.
evening, me and Mark will be talking to you in French.
Pourquoi?
They're invading the country tomorrow.
The French are?
No, they're part of a deal with the bilateral trade deal between the French and the British, which is a lot of bollocks because they treat us like shit. We just give them loads of money and they go, yeah, okay, thanks. And tomorrow, 32 soldiers are going to guard Buckingham Palace during the changing of the guard. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We give them millions of pounds every year to stop the boats leaving
they're
the
all-
French shores. And what they do is they let them through. So think what's going to happen tomorrow when the terrorists come to Buckingham Palace and go, "Ah!" The French are going to go, yeah, carry on. Bye.
Yeah, sacre bleu, zut alors.
We're going to arm them with French breadsticks.
As it goes, la plume de ma tante est dans la poche de mon oncle. That was the standard phrase you learn in French at school.
Le chat,
The
that was
pen-
it.
Pretty sure he,
The pen of my auntie is in the pocket of my uncle.
David, I'm pretty sure he just called you a dick.
No,
No, I can do that too.
I called you a le chat.
That's a cat.
Yeah, the pussy.
A putty cat.
Mm-hmm.
American de chat.
I didn't do French at school.
We had French
Oh,
class
so-
in school.
I think I can count so far in French. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit. And then that's about it.
We had French and
Neuf.
Spanish in our school.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Right, that's enough. Otherwise, you're going to have to leave the country.
We had French and Spanish in our school, and then my dad got pissed because I got an A in Spanish and a D in English.
You see, most of the French
I
lessons.
actually got better grades in French, German, and Latin than I did in English.
Well, my first French lesson, I was expelled from the French lesson until they could find a teacher to take me. Because the first thing I said to the teacher was, the only phrase I want to learn is "fuck off, you French git." And she said, "Why do you need to learn that?" And I said, "Because why do we want the French here?" Yeah, that was it. I was told to leave.
Yeah, English. I mean, let's face it. English classes were boring anyway. That's probably one of my. I hated English class.
It always got me that the way you did French, German, Latin, and then you had to split English into English language and English literature.
Oh yeah.
And then we had a class called American Films, and you would watch a movie, then you had to write an essay on it. They would show a film in school, and then you had to write an essay on it. That was more of an elective class, so it was pretty easy.
I was just going to say, when it said American films, it was always boring American films.
Yeah, like, but I don't get why we had to have French science and science dual award, and you had to do the same things in both subjects.
Oh, we actually,
because I got 2 Ds in science.
I did maths, physics, and chemistry separately.
We went to a state school. We were not that posh.
No, we'd watch some good films, and American films, like, for example, you'd watch, like, say, Spider-Man, but then the teacher would be like, well, what was the love interest in the movie, and tell me about it. And you'd have to write like a fucking essay about it. You know?
Well, Peter Parker wanted to shag. What's it?
Yeah.
There was no love interest. The girl was a hope.
But that's what he would do. He'd pick something that was like key in the story, and he'd ask you to write an essay about it. And you have to write a one-page essay. And you did that every week. You did it once a week. It was easy.
I hated writing essays.
He wasn't a super intense teacher, so he didn't really, as long as you wrote it, he didn't really care.
I learned the most important lesson in science. When you set fire to the gas tap, don't make sure it's not aiming at the teacher that's holding the magnesium.
Yeah.
Because the teacher loses her eyebrows and you're getting expelled.
Not to mention blinded when the magnesium sets fire.
No, the one class I really liked was woodshop. We had a really nice woodshop set up. Like we had a whole catalog of stuff and people could come to the school and request an item and then you could do it for a grade. And alls they had to pay for was the material. They didn't have to pay no labor costs or anything because you were doing it for your grade. So they would come in
Yeah.
and look at the catalog. We had a catalog with like, 1,000 different things in it. And I'd say, okay, I want to buy one of these granddaddy clocks, and you would have to build one. And then you
Granddaddy.
would get, yeah, and then you would get graded on it. And it wasn't the full size ones, like a mini one that would go on a wall. Kind of, it would look like a granddaddy clock, but it would go on a wall, something like that. Or it might be they
The
want a set
grand-
of end tables or something.
Grandfather clock, not a
I was going to
grand-
say, what is a granddaddy? You mean a grandfather or a
Well,
granddad?
whatever. Grandfather
do-
clock, whatever.
We don't have to. You don't have to change words. Like
I
nuggets,
told you
nuggy,
I did not
stuff like
like the
that.
English. I told you I didn't like English class.
And that does explain a lot.
It sounds like though you never got out of first grade because you keep talking about nuggies and stuff like that.
Nuggies.
Shut up, you. No one asked for your opinion.
Chicken nuggies.
No, if anything, the Australians got the words that sound like little kids made them up. Brekkie. Want to go have some brekkie?
You do
No,
realize
that's a pretty standard abbreviation of breakfast.
I had
when
never
Laura
heard of
finally
that.
saves
until-
up to go to America, she's only getting a one-way ticket.
I had never heard the term brekkie until Tim and Dominic said it one day. I was
Oh,
like, what the
brekkie?
fuck is that?
Brekkie,
Yeah,
breakfast.
Yeah. It's used all the time here.
To each their own.
Yeah, but the Australians tend to shorten every word to save a millisecond in talking.
Yeah.
Like, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
No, but we,
Call of Duty season 3 now. Oh, excuse me. He's now free to play.
Well, it's like the dunny. I don't think there's anybody else in the world actually calls it a dunny.
Yeah. Going to the Dunny.
Mm,
Dunny.
That's the
Bog.
bathroom, right?
that's the toilet.
Toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bog, the piss pot, the loo, the shithole, the royal prawn. It's got so many names over here. In
The
fact,
porcelain,
you just-
the porcelain phone.
you can just get up and say anything. I'm going to the can, and everyone knows you're going to the toilet. I don't know why.
oh, Sarah actually inherited a big, huge grandfather clock from her great grandparents.
What?
They bought it back in the 70s. I did a little research on it,
That's a clear wine button.
and it's from a company out of
That went
Michigan
up in smoke a couple of weeks ago.
that's supposed to be like super famous for their clocks.
Oh,
And I was
you
on
got
their
this
website,
sorted.
and their clocks are like 15, 20 grand. So I don't know,
No.
but I couldn't find a specific model number on the clock, so I don't know which one it is.
Trashy people, trashy job. I do. Right.
Your best bet is to take a photograph of it and email them.
Yeah, I'd never gotten that. I just kind of did like a little hour-long research thing on it one day. It's kind of just researching it. I never did dive back into it. But it's all wrapped up in shipping plastic and stored at the moment because we're gonna move it once we move. So
So
You'll
where,
never
where are
move.
you moving to?
another house.
Yeah, but I mean, well, luckily you staying in the general area. Or you moving?
Yeah, no, I'm not moving out of here, out of the area.
Well, that's the property prices in the local area just gone down. Put that like you out, Justin.
Well, that's what he's hoping. Then he can afford one.
I'll
Yeah,
have
they're
to go.
expensive in Florida, aren't they?
I'm not sure. I can't remember the name of it, Edward. I'm gonna have to go back out there and try to look at it again. There's a really nice like plate on the front of it that's got the company name. I'll have to go back out and look at it. But it's all wrapped up in plastic, or shipping plastic right now to protect it. So
Well,
Can't
if
really
it's
get
made
to it.
by an American company, it can't be more than a few hundred years old at the most.
no, it was made, but the clock we know that her great grandparents bought it back in the 70s. I just don't
Mhm.
know. Like I said, I haven't really messed with it at all. It doesn't really work. So I don't know what's wrong with it. And those kind of clocks are very, you have to be somebody that knows what the hell you're doing to work on something like that. That's not something
Yeah.
that just anybody's gonna tear
Sounds more
apart.
like a B&M bargain special.
That used to
No,
be that was my dad's hobby, repairing watches and clocks.
yeah, the repair clocks, that's definitely a specialty skill.
No, the main thing that only ever needs changing a decent clock is the spring.
And that's
Yeah.
true, Edward. There's really not a market for it for grandfather clocks anymore.
Yes, there is.
Not over
Oh
here.
yeah,
there's
there
not.
is.
Oh yeah, there is, because we've got one. We've got the same one that Ron's got. Is it Ron? The clock.
Yeah, it's Ron.
Same one as Ron. It's worth quite a bit of money.
Well,
Well,
like
Ron would not buy anything cheap.
Well, like I said, over here when I was researching the company, because this is a couple years ago when I looked this up, but when I was looking on their website, I couldn't find a clock on there less than like 12 grand. Like their clocks
See-
were super expensive, but they had their clocks were famous because some of the clock makers that worked for the company were from Germany.
Yeah.
Why would that make them famous? The best clock makers are from Switzerland.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
Some
reason we've
famous
got
German clock makers. I don't know.
the reason we've got one is
That's what
because
the
when it was
website said.
advertised in the shop, the sign said on it, it said antique clock before PM, right? And we thought that means it must be that old. It was made before Paul Murray.
Pretty good.
But I don't know. Their website said that they had
What does
some
the look like?
couple of
Oh,
famous German
It's a
clock
clock.
makers that worked for their company.
Well, so Germany is next to Switzerland, but it's the Swiss companies that
Community
made the
chat
best
group.
clock.
That one.
Great.
Is
That one.
Like
Rolex,
Rolex is Swiss.
No, it's not on it. There's another one.
Yeah, no. It's fucking hundreds of the blasted things.
And if you come across a watch that's a Tudor, that's just a cheaper version of Rolex made by Rolex.
never even heard of that brand. Well, although I'm not really into watches like that, so
Here comes a typical old steamship with the pilot house forward and everything in the stern. John G. Munson, that's a nice ship.
Don't forget though, if you have the Harrison Lesser watch, don't throw it in a frying pan.
No,
You know what that
No,
one is?
that went for £6 million.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I know one brand that did get popular over here was the G-Shock. There's a lot of
I don't
famous
think any
people
of these are
wearing
going to
those.
know what a Harrison Lesser watch is, but
Yeah.
Dominic would,
Yeah, Dominic would.
and Donald might. It was Only Fools and Horses. They were always skint, and in the final episodes, they go down to the garage, and he finds a watch, and he just chucks it in the frying pan.
No,
And
he
leaves
was
it there.
asking. He was asking Cassandra's dad about it because he was into clocks.
No, it weren't. They were looking at the car at first, and Cassandra's granddad looks round and finds it in the frying pan, and he goes, "Oh, what's this?" And it turns out he had the receipt, and he sells it for $6 million, and he get all that money, and within a couple of weeks, the skint again because he blew it all.
Well, he made some bad investments.
Yes,
Yeah.
and didn't answer his phone.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's quite a few famous people that rock those watches, Randy. The
Yeah.
G-Shocks. They got some that are a few $1,000s. And then there's a lot of them that are $100, $300, $500.
Mm.
I think one of the better episodes was Peckham Spring Water.
Yeah, that was on the other day.
Yeah, when they're like the whole estate's being dug up by the water company. There's a leak somewhere, and it's not. It's
Yeah.
Del Boy and Rodney filling bottles up of water and selling it from the top floor of a block of flats.
I think G-Shock came out with a smartwatch too.
G-Shock's not an old watch.
Don't know where it
Not
is.
particularly good. Not a particularly good watch either, to be honest.
What?
Oh yeah.
What watch are you talking about?
The G-Shock.
I don't know. They're pretty popular over here. They go for a lot of money too. There's a lot of famous people that rock G-Shocks now. I think they came out with a smartwatch not too long ago. And they've been doing some stuff with Casio too, making like old school looking Casio watches and stuff.
Casio.
I used to have a Casio calculator watch back in the day.
Oh, fuck yeah. I don't know so many people that had those.
Mm,
Goal Liverpool.
I actually had a Casio wristwatch for a while that actually had an infrared thing built into it, and you could control your TVs and shit with it. I used to fuck with my grandpa all the time and use it.
Weren't Casio the ones you used to get for 99p from the pound shop?
kind of. Sometime. Well, no, copies of them, I think.
Yeah.
Casio weren't particularly cheap, but they could
No,
have.
I used to have the calculator watch, and I'm sure I only bought it for $9.99.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of people copied it. I don't know who bought them out or where they disappeared to, but I
Yeah,
don't
we
think
had
they're going in. They're not
yeah, we had
going
a tag-
anymore, are they?
no, but we had a Tag Heuer watch. It was worth a
They're-
bit, and we gave
They're
it
expensive.
to.
That's
Yeah,
Swiss.
well, we gave it to a friend. She was going to get it valued for us and that, and suddenly, unfortunately, she passed away, and it was never seen again.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember you and Laura telling me about that. You think that somebody that knew her or something took it or something?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, I remember that.
it's one of those things. I won't blame the lady we took.
Well, of course not. She took it to get something to get it looked at and passed away. You can't, yeah. And
Yeah.
somebody from her family probably came in and swooped it up. It's one of
I
those
don't
things
think
that
it was a
happens.
family. I think there was a lot of controversy because her stuff was all left to a charity at first, and then she changed her will, and that last will disappeared conveniently. So I think the charities ended up getting it all. So that's where the watch will have gone.
Mm.
All I can say is let's hope they did something good with it.
Yeah, somebody's walking around wearing it. Look at this watch I got in that found in the old house there.
Mm.
Oh shit, the places over here like Goodwill and stuff, they're not even good to shop at anymore because
No.
they used to you used to be able to go in and say it was $100 item and somebody would donate it to them. You'd go in there and find it for $5, but now they're researching everything that they're getting donated to them, and then they're marking it up to what you would pay for it on eBay.
Yeah.
So you're not getting a good deal anymore.
A
Well,
lot of our charity shops actually advertise on eBay.
yeah. Well, we went into Mind in Malden. Now that's for was it Mind? Yeah,
Mental-
Mind.
mental
The one that
health.
dealt with the Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Mm.
And they were selling a Kindle Fire, and they wanted £109 for it. So I said to the lady, I went, you do realise Amazon are giving them away at the moment, and when they're on sale, they're only worth 25 quid. She went, don't worry, a lot of the people that come in here have mind problems, so they'll pay it. I'm like, you cheeky. Oh, I fucking
Yeah.
lost my temper.
But
Laura
that's-
was dragging me out the store with the back of my jacket, and I'm trying to get back in, going, "Oh, fucking hell, get the fuck off, it ain't that."
But that's what they do over here. And depending on who's doing the research on the product, because They're, they'll just look at what people are asking for those items, not what it actually sold for.
Yeah.
And you'll go in there and they'll have something for $100 and you'll go on eBay and they're actually selling for 30, but because all the asking prices are 100, that's what they'll market to. And
Yeah,
so,
we've noticed that over here as well.
there's not a point of going in there anymore because you don't get really good deals like you used to. So it's like I said, you used to be able to go in there and you could get $100 pair of jeans, a name brand pair of jeans that would have been $100 if you went to a mall and got it. And all of a sudden you get it for $5, you know what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
brand new
Oh, they
pair of
don't do that
jeans.
on clothes because over here the clothes are normally same price, £3. They're all on a rail, £3. But if you go in there and someone's donated, say, a coffee machine that's probably like £200 to buy, you guarantee they're asking 150 for it.
Oh yeah, and it's like, why would I want to buy a used item for damn near what it costs to buy new?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I said. Goodwill
But I
used
think
to be a
Rio's
really
closed.
good place to go shopping at, but not anymore.
You should look around when you said that.
Yeah, I've a few resellers I watch on YouTube have complained about Goodwill too, saying that they don't really go in there anymore because they don't find a lot of good prices on stuff because they're marking it up to whatever.
We'll go in and we'll see what the prices are that they're charging, and then decide if they're gonna. If we go in and we think they're gonna be overpricing it, we're like, no, you're not having it. You're not.
See,
It's supposed to be charity.
Before I sell something, I'll research what they're going for, like what they're actually selling for. And then say I have a $200 item and I sell it for say $70.
Yeah.
And somebody comes to me, I'll be like, well, if you buy this new, it's going to be 200. I'm already kind of giving you a deal, but I'll go down just a little bit, kind of give them that information that, hey, you're already getting a good deal. You're not talking me down a whole shit ton. Like that's not going to happen.
We normally do. We'll go and see how much CEX sell it for and how much CEX will give you for it. So say like I'm selling this computer, they would probably buy it off me for 250 and sell it for 500. So I will put it on at 450. So it's £50 cheaper than what somebody would be able to buy it from them for, and more than I would have got from them.
Oh, dude, I love the people that show up to buy an item off you in person, and they don't even want to haggle with you. They're like, here, they just give you the full amount you asked for. Those are the easiest ones to deal with. Like when
I did the haggling online first. I'll see, will you go any lower? And if they say yeah, great. If they're not, then I'll decide. But I wouldn't start haggling at the door. I'd agree the price, and I only take the money that they're asking for. So if they turn around and said, right, I want 20 quid, I'll only take 20 quid with me.
Well, one of my neighbors actually was moving out a couple years ago and he had a brand new lawnmower. I mean, this thing looked brand fucking new. And he was like, yeah, somebody gave it to me and it's just never worked. And I put it in the garage. Not a scratch on, looked like it never had been used. And had good compression and everything, just wouldn't start. Well, I don't work on motors, so I put it on. He was like, you can have it. We're moving out. I just need to get rid of it. So I pushed it to the back of the house and I immediately put some pictures on Facebook Marketplace, $50. Because I went and looked it up and they were about $250 new. So I just put $50. Guy showed up, he hands me the 50, and I was like, I told him, I said, it's got good compression and everything, it's just not starting. He goes, don't worry about it. I'm the type of person that I'll have this thing going by the end of the day. And he didn't even I said 50's good for you. He goes, yep, that's fine, I don't care. He just handed me the $50 because I knew he was gonna fix it and turn around and flip it for 150.
Yeah, but
he'd probably get 100,
that's because he's probably done his research.
Well, I did too.
What
I
he's
knew
getting.
I knew exactly how much that particular lawnmower went if I went down to Walmart and bought it that day. It was $250 new.
Yeah.
And I put it on there for 50, so he got a good deal. He bought it for 50, took it home, put a couple hours of work into it because he knows how to do that.
I mean, if you were to take it to somebody to repair it, it would probably cost you $50 to $100 to have it fixed.
Right. So he goes home, does a couple hours of tinkering with it, gets it going, and then turns around and sells it for $140 to somebody else. You know?
Yeah.
Doing the shopping too.
Or he could have been keeping it for himself. He didn't really say, but like I said,
Mm.
for that price though, for somebody that knows how to work on them, that's a good deal. Just like there's one day I was I was so lucky. We were moving out of our old house and we had an old washer and dryer in the garage, and we were moving all this shit out to the road that we were just throwing out. We were making a pile out by the road for the trash company to come pick up. And a guy pulls up, and I was just about to take the washer and dryer out there and throw it on the side of the road just for anybody to take. And a guy pulls up in a truck with a trailer full of washers and dryers. He's like, "Hey, you guys getting rid of those?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'll give you $50 each for them." I said, "All right." If he would have waited, if he would have showed up 5 minutes later, he would have got him free on the side of the road.
Mm.
Because I didn't think I could sell them. So
Hey, Mark, there's a team called Truro, right? And they've
Mhm.
got to play 15 games in 14 days.
That's not
Wow.
going to be easy.
They're playing it every day, one of the days twice.
Yep. This is why you should always keep an eye on the fixtures. If you're getting a backlog like that, you need to start squeezing them in.
And how far have they got to travel for half of those matches?
I think 11 of them at home.
Mm.
Because of them all lined up ready.
Truro's not in. It's in Cornwall. It's not kind of a place that you would expect them to be postponed quite so easily.
They've had that big back. They've had a lot of wet weather, haven't they?
Mm.
And remember, it's a non-league club, so the ground won't be the best.
Yeah, true.
It'd be like that referee blows the whistle. It'd be
I'll
like,
jump
right,
off.
next team.
I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
going live shortly, Justin.
Okay.
All
Wanna
right.
join later.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
Catch you in a bit.
okay.
Yeah, once Paul's finished, I'm going to have a short break. My dad phoned up. He wants me to check. His car insurance has nearly doubled. I said, it's because you're 89 years old nearly.
Well, he should get a discount because he's probably not driving very many miles, is he?
He did 300 miles last year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you figure that 300 miles versus how much his insurance is, it's that's crazy.
Well, the cheapest quote he's had for his insurance is like £1,200 a year, which would be that's nearly $1,600 a year.
That's crazy.
Be cheaper traveling public transport at that.
Yeah.
Or paying taxis.
Oh God,
not
no, he
going
wouldn't
that
do.
If he's only
wouldn't
doing
do-
300
He
miles,
wouldn't do that. Yeah, he's only driving to the shop and back home again, or to the doctors and back home again. He's not even going to the golf club anymore. He used to go to the golf club.
I
every
knew.
week.
it's just having that car just gives him that freedom and just gives him enough
Yeah.
encouragement
The
to
car
keep
only-
going.
The car's only worth 1,100 quid. His insurance is 100 quid more than the car's worth.
That's crazy. Okay, everybody, I think we're gonna shut her down. Joe,
Well-
you stay out of trouble till I see you tonight.
Yeah, I hope so.
If anyone's interested, I'll be live in 20 minutes.
20 minutes, David's going
Right, I'll-
live, and
I'll see you
Mark
at some time during the afternoon, I would imagine.
will see you. Bye.